Hola clase, welcome to e-learning for January 30th. We're going to be working on the clothing vocab that we've had, but we're going to relate it to the seasons. In Spanish, las estaciones means the seasons, and here listed are our four seasons: el invierno, la primavera, el verano, and el otoño. As you're looking at these, the easiest one probably to pick out is the autumn or the fall, which is el otoño. So you can write fall there. And then you have the other three. The one that we're currently in right now is winter, which is el invierno, winter. La primavera is spring. And el verano then is summer. We had these way back in August, but it is quite a review. We haven't used them very much, so we're going to review them today as we go through and relate clothing to the seasons. Each of the next few slides is going to review some old concepts as well as bring in the clothing vocab and gustar and use those for practice. So they're going to focus on a season for each slide. So this one is en el invierno. So remember, that's the winter. And so here's some questions. I'm going to walk through one slide with you. We're going to go through the winter slide together, and then I want you to work on the next three seasons on your own, but you can always refer back to the winter slide here because each of the next three slides will be very, very similar to this one. So let's look at the questions. ¿Hace calor o hace frío en el invierno? Well, let's first define what these two phrases mean. You'll remember from our para empezar yesterday, we had hace calor, which means it's hot. These are weather phrases. It's hot. And hace frío, it's cold. So we want to think about the winter. If you ask this in a question, hace calor o hace frío, you're asking, is it? Is it hot or is it cold? ¿Hace calor o hace frío en el invierno? We'll write your answer there. Hopefully you're going to say, hace frío. Definitely here in Indiana. Hace frío en el invierno. Okay? Now let's look at the next question. ¿Tienes calor o tienes frío en el invierno? Usualmente. So let's define those terms, tener calor and tener frío. You'll see that calor and frío are the same from the expressions above, but when you use them with tener, it means to be hot or to be cold. So now you're talking about a person feeling the hot or cold. So if I ask with this ending on tener, tienes, who am I talking to? Well, I'm talking directly to you. ¿Tienes calor o tienes frío? I'm asking you, are you hot or are you cold in the winter? And I added this word usualmente. I like to point out that words that end in mente, we've seen this before, mente, this suffix, this ending of words, is equal to the English ly ending. So usualmente means usually. So ¿tienes calor o tienes frío en el invierno? Usualmente? Well, you can answer that. I guess I didn't leave you a line here, but you can come down here and answer it. You can say, en el invierno tengo frío. At least I do. I'm usually cold in the winter. Okay? Now let's go on down. ¿Llevas pantalones cortos en el invierno? Well, we want to look first at our verb. Here's our verb. It has an as ending. That means I'm asking you directly again. That's a to form. ¿Llevas pantalones cortos en el invierno? Now this is going to be a yes-no question. Let's look at our clothing here. Pantalones cortos. I'm asking you about wearing. Llevas is wearing. Pantalones cortos, well, that's shorts. And I'm asking you if you wear these in the winter. Do you wear shorts in the winter? Do you wear shorts in the winter? Well, you could answer that. I've seen some of you walk in our class with shorts in the winter, so you can be honest and say that you do. Or if you don't, I would never wear shorts in the winter. So you can answer based on your own preferences. So I would say no. No llevo. When you answer, always put it in the yo form, right? Because now I'm talking about myself. No llevo pantalones cortos en el invierno. I don't wear shorts in the winter. No llevo pantalones cortos en el invierno. Notice I used no twice. One is the head shaking no. I'm answering yes or no. The other, that's this no right here. The other no is to say don't. Head shake no, no. And then to say I don't wear, I put the other no. Okay? Now, ¿llevas camisetas en el invierno? It's a very similar question, right? Yes or no question. I'm going to answer no because I usually don't. No No. Again, we're going to put the yo form of llevo. No llevo camisetas. What are camisetas? Those are t-shirts. Remember, t-shirt has a T in it. En el invierno. Okay? I don't wear them. If you do, you can answer yes. And if we scroll on down here, ¿llevas una chaqueta en el invierno? I definitely do. Do you wear a jacket? Sí. Llevo una chaqueta en el invierno. And finally, then we have the last question. ¿Qué te gusta llevar en el invierno? I'm going to put an accent over my K because there does need to be an accent on that to make it mean the word what. That's our question word, what. So let's look at the question. Let's break it down. What does this mean? ¿Qué te gusta llevar en el invierno? Well, hopefully by now you know the phrase en el invierno. So we're talking about in the winter. And we know this question word is what. ¿Qué is what? Let's look at the te gusta. Te gusta, what do you like? And llevar means to wear. What do you like to wear in the winter? So when you answer this, you're going to look at the verb te gusta. I'm asking you, so when you answer, don't use te gusta, answer about yourself, right? So think about what's the way that I talk about myself and what I like. Well, that should be me gusta. Me gusta. And if you're going to follow this with llevar, like I have in the question, just leave it gusta because that's one action, to wear. I like to wear. That's one action. Me gusta llevar. So you'll leave it singular. Me gusta llevar, and then list some things that you like to wear in the winter. Chaqueta, chaquetas, maybe bufandas, and I'm going to say guantes. Jackets, scarves, and gloves, okay? If you chose to leave out the verb llevar right here, let's say you didn't put this, you would need to make this gustan, right? Because chaquetas, bufandas, and guantes are all plural. So it depends on what you choose to do. If you put llevar in there, make it gusta. If you put just the items that you're listing, make it gustan, because you have to match singular and plural. Now, you're going to go on to the next slides, which are going to be about the spring, summer, and fall, and they're going to be similar questions. I'm going to go through a few selected ones on each slide, but for the most part, you're going to be doing those on your own. They have nearly identical questions to this one, so refer back to this slide if you need to. I'm just going to give you a few quick tips on this one. A veces, this is a review word. If you remember, it means sometimes. So I thought it's a word that you might want to use when you're talking about the weather in the spring. If it's talking about if it's hot or if it's cold, well, it's sometimes both. So if you want to answer with that word, I wanted to give you that word on this slide. Otherwise, I think you should be able to do the rest of these just fine. When you finish filling in all of your questions for each season, there's going to be on eBackpack a sheet where you will categorize clothing based on the season. So some of that's based on opinion, so as best as you can, categorize each clothing item based on what season you would wear it in, and you'll submit that into eBackpack. And once you've done that, you'll have completed your e-learning for today. So enjoy the rest of your day.